So let's talk about the marketing planning process using the Airbnb case study. Now, Airbnb is a famous vacation rental portal in the sharing economy space. The first step in the marketing planning process is to talk about the objectives. Now, the objectives is about customer, company, competitor, collaborators, and context. Now, how does this look in the Airbnb case study? So the objective could be how to improve customer experience. That is the objective of the Airbnb vacation rental portal. Now, that objective is informed by the customer, company, competitors, collaborators, and context. So who are the customers of Airbnb? You and me. Everyone who is looking to travel is a customer of Airbnb. You could go to Airbnb, find apartments that are available for rent on the Airbnb portal, choose one of them, and use that in your next travel plans. Now, the company Airbnb, what is their capability? Their capability is the portal itself and allowing customers to look for these vacation rental places that they could use that are available on the portal. The competitors are hotels. Those are the standard traditional companies that have these facilities available with rooms that you can go rent. And the competitors could also be other people like VRBO or Kid & Co that are also vacation rental portals. Now, who are the collaborators? Who are the suppliers to Airbnb? Now, this is where it gets interesting in the sharing economy space. Airbnb allows you and me to actually put up our apartments or houses for rent on their portal, and someone else who's looking to travel or coming to our location could be looking at the portal and saying at our apartment and picking it up for rental. So Airbnb goes around the traditional competitors like hotels and connects suppliers, you and me, with customers, again others like you and me who is looking for rental. So that context is actually the sharing economy context, where it allows customers to transact with each other and share something that they have, maybe an apartment that they're not using right now, to be able to be rented by someone else using this portal. Now, Airbnb is trying to address the objective of how to improve customer experience under the context of the sharing economy and informed by the 5 C's. Now, the next step in the marketing planning process is to look at the strategy. Now, to understand, to improve the customer experience, Airbnb first needs to understand who the customers are. How can I group my customers who come to my portal into different categories? And the way you categorize the customers is called segmentation. There may be many ways in which you could categorize these customers. That could be based on location, where people want to travel. It could be based on what they look for in their travel, like adventure or food, or what do they look for in their travel. It could be based on price. Are customers looking for cheaper places to rent or higher places to rent? Can customers be grouped based on their price sensitivity? It could be based on the purpose of the travel. Is it for vacation or is it for business? It could be on who is traveling, the composition. Is it families or singles that are looking to travel? Or it could be whether it is students or working professionals that are looking to travel. So there could be many different ways in which Airbnb can segment its customer base. And targeting is about looking at which segment to focus on when you do this segmentation. Does Airbnb want to really focus on people who look at different locations, or does it really want to focus on people who are families who are looking at vacation rental spaces? Now, once you identify the target, let's say Airbnb chooses families, it could be based on what is the value proposition that Airbnb proposes for these families. One could be basically a home away from home. I can speak from my own experience traveling with my 2 boys and my wife that it's very difficult to have them in one hotel room. I mean, that just doesn't work for them, and they get very impatient. Now a room, a whole house is better. They are happy, we are all happy, we can actually have a vacation. So that could be a value proposition that Airbnb provides over and beyond the hotel experience. So that's an example of positioning to a target segment, that is families. Now the next step after this is to look at the 4 P's: product, price, place, and promotion. So to do that, we are going to look at an apartment that a colleague of mine, Fred, who has put up for rent on Airbnb. And my conversations with trusted cameraman Kyle indicates that this is a thumbs up apartment, really. And let's look at that apartment. So this is the apartment that Fred has for rent, and here is Fred with his lovely family, and he has rented a 1-bedroom apartment, and that can hold 2 guests and has a bed. Now this is the product that Airbnb makes available for other customers to rent from. The next step is looking at the price. Fred rents it for $60 per night. Then we go to location. This is where it's up 29 North here in Charlottesville, which is very close to a lot of the shopping malls, and that's the location of this apartment. And promotion really in the Airbnb world is from reviews, that if you rented Fred's apartment in the past, you would provide a review describing your experience. So here this says somebody posted a review on March, and it says that this was my first experience at Airbnb and it was a delightful one. So this is kind of the reviews that people post, and you and I look in these reviews and decide whether we want to rent from Airbnb. The next step is financials, and the financials are really about margin, ROI, and CLV, and it is really about how does Airbnb make money.